Greetings, Royal Family. All right, I'm back. Thanks for clicking on the video. If you are new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are a returning Royal Family member, you know how this thing goes. Love and hip hop of the 305. Let's get straight into it. All right, so we are still at the boot camp beatdown, okay? All hell is breaking loose, all right? So at this point, I'm asking, Miss Nikki Natural, honey, are you okay? Like, are you okay? And it's like, who you calling a B? She calls Trina a B. So Trina, you know, out of the kindness of her heart, she goes to check on this little ingrate, okay? And she went to check on her because she is still the only one kicking up, fighting with security. You know, this is Trick's old fling, Nikki Natural, fighting with security, making a whole bunch of noise in this establishment or whatever the house. They must have rented a house, it looks like, because they were all, the other girls were all poolside. Anyway, so Nikki, she jumps in Trina's face and she is yelling. And the whole time that she's yelling, you know, Trina didn't even flinch, you know what I mean? And Trina's just like, you need to calm down. Trina goes to walk off and she calls Trina the B word and didn't even put baddest in front of it. Okay. I had to, I couldn't resist. Now, she, like I said, she did this as Trina's back was turned and she was walking away. So Trina, she turned back around and she ran up to Nikki and let her know, like, look, this is what you're not going to do. So, you know, security is holding Trina back and it's a whole bunch of noise and ruckus. So now the other girls who were sitting poolside, which was, oh my God, what is her name? Chameleon, Joy, Suki, and Hood Brat. I think I got it right. Anyway, so they basically hear all the ruckus and they get the Hood Rat signal that it is time to go. Okay, it's time to pop off. So they're making their way over to the action. And the girl who was in the pink wig, Hood Brat. I think Hood Brat, she. Let me tell you something. These girls were like the Ratchet Power Rangers. Like, I call them the Ratchet Rangers. Hood Brat, she has on a pink wig and she had the agility of a Power Ranger. Okay. Joy, she was playing like defense with security. And Suki, she used her wig snatching powers and she pulled off Nikki's wigs. There were sandals popped. Meanwhile, the pocketbook is still in the pool. It was all hell was breaking loose. And the Ratchet Rangers came through and they defeated their opponent, Nikki. So job well done, ladies. Now, this is like in the first 3 to 5 minutes of the episode. So I'm just like, what else is in store? So definitely started off on a high note. Meanwhile, you know, Suki and I think it was Hood Brat, they go by the pool. They have Nikki's wig. And they go on Instagram Live. And they're basically just showing off the fact that they snatched Nikki's wig. I can't. So Nikki, she's out in the front. Security is really keeping an eye on her. And she kind of like slips out of security's grasp a little bit. And she's running toward the house. At this point, she's in the front of the house. So everybody else is in the back and inside the house. And Trina, she's on the phone with Trick. And he's asking, Trick is asking if anyone beat her A. And he was referring to Nikki Natural. And it's like, really? Really, Trick? So we hear Nikki, the next scene, we hear Nikki's friend on the phone. He's calling 911. Moments later, you see the police and the fire and rescue truck show up. And Nikki tells the cop that 4 girls jumped her. And I'm just like, where? When? How? Who? That's what we doing, Nikki? Lying to the cops? Okay, girl. We move on to, oh gosh, Shay and MJ. You know, if she said brother, sister one more time. So for whatever reason, Shay and MJ, they are meeting up and then Amara ends up joining them. Shay is mad as usual. Amara, she apologizes to her. She's trying to make up with her and make the peace, keep the peace. And I'm like, what are you apologizing to her for? What are you making up for? Like, it's like they give Shay too much attention for like her childish behavior and it's old. Anyway, I just get a real, between MJ and Shay, I just get a real scam likely, you know what I'm trying to say, vibe from this brother and sister duo. Anyway, moving along, Hood Brat. So we see her boyfriend and his earring And he was making a lot of sense in this scene when he was pertaining to the Trina incident, because he was asking, like, what happened. So she told him about the Ratchet Rangers having to attack, okay, and Trina calling off the tour, because Trina did call the tour off. So he suggested that, Hood Brat go and speak with Trina. And she's just talking about how this sucks and this is an opportunity that she had and she missed out and stuff. So he's saying to her he understands why Trina would call off the tour. You guys were acting like real wild and uncouth. Like, she can't put her money and her name behind this. So he was understanding. I wonder what he does. He probably works in the music industry in some shape, form, or fashion. But anyway, so he suggested that Hood Brat go and talk to Trina. So we move on to Prima Donna. She's filming a video for her new diss track that's aimed toward Jocelyn. This girl. So Uncle Trick shows up. He's showing her love, and he is telling her about his blind date with Miss Carolyn. Is that her name? And he was talking about her looks, that she was ugly or whatever it is he said. And I just want Trick Daddy to never, ever talk about anybody's physical appearance. You hear me, Unc? Ever. Don't you ever do it no more. So I did notice that Trick became uncomfortable when Prima Donna was talking about Jocelyn's usage of powdered donuts, if you know what I mean. Because not Hood Brat. Prima Donna just basically calls her cocaine and all this other stuff. And you notice that Trick started to get a little uncomfortable. Was that just me? I don't know. I guess he's one of those don't knock it till you try it type of guys. No thanks. All right, so we go back to Amara. So she is on a stage at a venue that she will be performing with. She partnered with Boost Mobile. So she's kind of back into the swing of things of work. She set up a show all by her own, being that she has no manager, because remember, she fired Julian. Trina shows up. She's showing her support, and she's trying to give her like advice and things like that. And at this moment, I said, how much you want to bet that MJ is going to basically make himself Amara's lawyer? I mean, not lawyer, manager. I bet you any money. I don't know. And you know what else I wonder? I wonder, why didn't Trina invite Amara La Negra to be on the tour, right? But then again, maybe she doesn't fit with her. Like, she wanted like a real all-girls ratchet type of tour. So maybe Amara doesn't fit that narrative. I don't know. But she's established, right? So she's established. Her work ethic. She's professional. So why not have Amara go on tour with you, Trina? No, I don't know. We move along to Brisco. Okay. Now, I was all for Brisco and his story of redemption. Him trying to right his wrongs and be a good man, productive citizen of society, and be a good father to his son because he came out of jail. However, when he was sitting down with his ex, who was also the mother of his children, he started talking about when he was cheating. They started talking about their relationship. So he started talking about when he was cheating. And he said to her, when I was out cheating, you didn't check me about it. I immediately hit the fast forward button. So if there was anything that was of any substance out of that conversation, like did she take him back, put it in the comments and let me know. I just couldn't. I was like moving along. So we see Trina and Hood Brat. So Hood Brat is looking like a young Nina Simone, looking all nice and classy, dressed up. So she called a meeting with Trina. They met up at a restaurant. And Trina basically confirmed that she's canceling the tour. So this is Hood Brat's attempt to kind of change Trina's mind. Doesn't seem to be working in her favor. I do like that Hood Brat called the meeting with Trina, and I do like that she apologized. She owned up to her part in the fiasco. Yeah, she apologized for her behavior. So hopefully she'll learn, because she has a pretty established career. Like, she's a working girl, she was at a video shoot. She has songs. I'm assuming she has management and producers. So she should know how this goes. And I don't really feel sorry for her as it pertains to her not being on the tour and Trina canceling the tour. Because if you want this bad enough, you know how this goes. You got a taste of this type of life because you have, you got your little songs and you have your little following. If you want this bad enough, then you won't let anything jeopardize this opportunity. Sometimes the only thing people get is one chance. So I don't really feel sorry for her. I wasn't sitting there like, oh, Trina, put the tour back on. No, Trina, not with these group of girls. So she is taking care of, Hoodbrat is taking care of herself as well as her niece and nephew. And I think that she should definitely think about that the next time she wants to pop off, right? I'm just saying. You got too much to lose out here, sis. So we move on to Amara, okay? And I'm like, who is Amara meeting up with now? Jojo. Oh my God. She, Amara, she's out here trying to patch everything up with people. And okay, I get it. She seems like a peaceful type of girl. She wants to keep the peace. Great. But in the meantime, sis, you have no manager. You need to be finding a manager. But for whatever reason, she wants to patch things up with Jojo. And she seems to think that it's a good idea to try to get Shay and Jojo to mend fences. Again, all the while, this girl has no manager. But then again, probably by the end of the episode, MJ was probably her manager. And Amara doesn't know it yet. So Jojo, she reveals some interesting information. She reveals that she and MJ were kind of kicking it for a bit back in the day. This was prior to Amara meeting MJ. So I said, huh, really? Yeah. MJ must have hid that little tidbit under his top hat because he never made mention to that before. Neither did Shay. Yeah. So this came as a surprise to Amara. She didn't let it throw her off course, or we don't know. She may bring it back up to MJ. Who knows? But yeah, what was the point of you mentioning that, Jojo? And so it begins. So we move on to see the Ratchet Rangers, accompanied by Santana. Okay, so they're, poolside. I think Chameleon was shooting a video and Santana was making a cameo. So you see them, looking real hood rich by the pool. I love it. So they were all sitting around. So Hoodbrat lets them know that, look, Trina is calling off this tour and the door is closed. Like, there will be no tour. I tried to talk to her. She's not having it. Santana actually came up with a very good idea. He says, all of you have your own following. All of you have your own music. And he suggests that the girls go on a little mini tour by themselves. He says, it would be good to have a cosign and a backing as big as Trina, but you guys have a social media following, social media presence. You guys should do it on your own. I don't think that that is a bad idea. I think that that is great advice. So the episode ends with everyone being notified that Trick got bagged. So that's pretty much where we're going to pick up next week. So, I mean, the only thing, the first 3 to 5 minutes or maybe 10 minutes of the show was the most interesting. It did what it did. Let me tell you something about Nikki Natural. When after she got her wig snatched and she was standing in the front of the house and she had her jean jacket over her head, I'm like, sis, you don't want anyone to see your stocking cap or braid? Like, she's like, I just want my hair. They threw her hair in the pool. I can't. But you shouldn't have bucked up at Trina. That was unnecessary. My dog always doing the most. Always doing the most. Well, Royal Family, I am signing off. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button on your way out. Get down in the comments. I will meet you down there. Royal Family, I love you for watching. Until next time, peace.